What up? This is Rama Screen with one of the most familiar faces in the business, Noel G. How you doing?
What's cracking, man? How you doing? How you feeling? Everything good?
Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm psyched. I'm a big fan of yours.
All love, man. Thanks, man. It's when you don't have fans, you got to worry.
So I want to talk a bit about the Ditch Party, right? That's your new project. Now, before we get to the neat and greedy part, I want to ask you about this movie. It's you are the producer as well as the star. So how is that wearing multiple hats for you?
It was kind of crazy. I've been in the business for 27 years, so I got to see both sides of it, being on the camera, behind the camera. So being a producer was actually a fun job, because I got to do a lot of the work and be really, really up in it, you know what I mean? And this movie has a good purpose, a good message. It's to stop bullying in high school. I always tell people you never know who you might humiliate publicly who wants revenge privately. And if we can avoid these, high school shootings and kids committing suicide and things like that, then I'm all for it. I'm willing to get behind it. So that's why I took the producer hat on that project. And I thought it was cool, man. It was, I was doing 10 different jobs at once, but I got through it. We made it. We didn't have $1 million to make Star Wars, but we did the best with the budget we had. And for the budget we had and the way the movie came out, man, it was really, really good. I'm excited about it. And I'm about quality over quantity. So it's a quality movie. It's one to most definitely check out. It shares, true facts about what teenagers are going through today. What they face, what they put up with, what they're humiliated with, their challenges, all the different things that, they try to do to fit in and, things like that. So it's a very touchy movie, man, and it's very real. I don't hold back on the grittiness of real because I think sometimes you just need to see real because real is real. And if you let people know, like, you live that way, that's what it's going to be. But if you live this way, that's what it could be. And so, I'm excited about this movie, man. Ditch Party on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Just came out about 3 weeks ago. And it's already getting great responses. And a lot of people are looking at it. So I'm excited about it.
Now, I saw the footage. I'm looking forward to seeing the entire thing. It's sort of like about a school shooting. That's always a sensitive subject. Now, how do you guys approach it, without, offending people who may say, oh, it's too soon.
Right. There's a saying in life, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're never going to please everybody. I think you just got to make what you make and go for it. Everybody gets offended, to truth and things that you do. But, it's kind of funny. I saw a comedian back in the days and there's truth in comedy. It's like, if you don't like music videos, don't watch MTV. You know what I mean? And like people are like, dear MTV. I think it's funny how sometimes people will watch a highway speed chase and expect a happy ending. And it's like, then when they commit suicide publicly on the news or on the television set, now they're complaining about it and say, I can't believe you showed that. Well, why the hell were you watching it? You know what I mean? Like, change the channel if that's the case. So, sometimes I think, it's ridiculous sometimes, and I know that could be argumentative battles back and forth and stuff like that. But like I said, this movie is real. It's real gritty. And I showed the truth in a grittiness way, whether people get offended or not, to hopefully stop the nonsense, because sometimes it takes a tragedy for everybody to get together and then realize, oh my God, I should have done something. Well, here's the should have done. Here's the preventive maintenance that we can do together so we don't have to get to that tragedy for everybody to get together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Rather see it on a movie. And who knows, man, you get involved, you might end up saving your own kid or someone else's kid. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's what's most important. So really, truthfully, I'm not worried about offending people because the truth already offends people and certain people can and cannot handle it. And it's going to be what it is. And like I said, you can't please everybody. Some people are going to get it. Some people aren't. Someone's always against this, against that, whether it's good or bad. You just got to live and do you. And, if the morals and beliefs are correct to you and your heart, that's not saying that they're correct and right to everybody's heart, but just saying, I believe this is a good message. I believe this is a positive message. And I believe that this can prevent, once again, kids from committing suicide or prevent high school shootings, hopefully. And that's really what I'm trying to do at the end of the day. So if you're offended because I showed the truth on trying to prevent a kid committing suicide or a high school shooting, then to me, that's a little funny, but It is what it is. And I do what I do and I'll deal with the rest later, but the only one that I have to prove myself to at the end of the day is God, not people. And so that's how I look at life.
Now you are turning this movie into this movement. like you said. So to give a message across to young people to get help, to anti-bullying message. How's that coming along so far? And are you making a tour of it? What's happening?
Yeah, we are making a tour of it. So what's happening now is a lot of the money is going to go into high school touring. So that's the plan. So we haven't, just to let you know now, publicly on television right here, we haven't made any money back with the film yet. We've put more into it than we've made, and we haven't even seen a return yet. We're hoping now with Amazon Prime that, we're finally going to see our first return within 2 years after making the movie and it coming out. So the plan is, if the right amount of income comes in, we're going to go to high schools and we're going to do public assemblies and talk about bullying and, suicide and things like that, and try to give these kids a way out, or at least go a different direction before they plan to do something tragic or, bad or whatever. There was a high school recently where 2 kids were, and this was recent, this was about 3 months ago, it was in Fullerton, right around here, actually, because we're doing this interview just so you guys know in Buena Park. There was a recent incident where 2 kids were planning to shoot up a high school football game. Ooh. And they got caught before they did it. And, for kids to even start thinking like that, now kids are trying to outdo kids. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, let's not only shoot up a high school, let's shoot up a big event, or let's shoot up a mall, or let's shoot up a grocery store, let's shoot up at the airport. Now they're trying to go out with the bigger, to them, glory moment, I guess you can say, or however you want to say that. And this needs to stop. We got to let kids know that there's help out there, and that this is unnecessary, because now you got people who want to commit suicide, but not only do they want to kill themselves, now they want to take people with them, and you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and there it is. You know what I mean?
Now, why do you think bullies bully? Why do you think they do what they do, and what's the solution to this?
I mean, that can go on and on forever and ever, but there's a lot of solutions. One is that kids always feel like they have to fit in. And, what I've noticed, and I take no credit for this, I give all this credit to my friend Richard Montanez, who is a creator of Hot Flamin' Cheetos. He made a comment that I find very powerful, and I've been repeating it everywhere I go because I think it's so strong. But he says kids were never meant to fit in, they were meant to stand out. Ooh. And so you have a gift inside of you that, the gift inside of you is, if you have a unique gift, use that gift, utilize that gift, take advantage of that gift, and be a leader, not a follower. And I think if kids knew that they were loved and they were cared for, and that there is avenues of help, that this would slow down at least, or maybe make kids rethink their life and give the hopeless hope, and let them know that there is a way out, that there is people who care, there is people who love you. But a lot of this also has to do with God, and God first is what I always tell people, and the rest later. I'm a believer in God. And I believe that if people had a relationship with God correctly and righteously, with their heart and with their mind and with their relationship, how they are towards their Father, true Creator, which is God, I think that would stop a lot of the mess in the world too, period.
Any other fellow celebrities or fellow stars that are joining in this cause and going with you, speaking engagements? And are you going to start maybe an OLG foundation out of this? What's coming up in the future?
No, not so much like a foundation or none of that's being. All we're trying to do is, that's never been thought of or even mentioned. All we're trying to do is go around and spread a good, positive message and let people know that there is help out there and there is people who care. There are other organizations who have come to us and have tried to help and want to help and be a part. And right now we're entertaining that, and we might join up with some strong organizations that already have some things in place. But all this is in talks, nothing solid yet. Again, it takes money to do things, and that's just the truth of it. You know what I mean? It's the bottom line is, great events, they could happen, but they can happen more so with just money behind it. It's just the bottom line. So right now it's just about, trying to recoup some of the money for the movie, and then use that money to start a tour and go around to high schools doing assemblies and sharing the good news.
So my viewers and my fans at home that want to help out, they can help out by checking out this movie on Amazon Prime.
That's all they got to do, man. All just go watch the movie on Amazon Prime. Go tell other people to watch it on Amazon Prime or Amazon. You can rent it or buy it. You can buy it for $10. You could rent it for $3, just for that small donation right there. That's helping right there alone. And long story short, man, just get behind it, and then maybe keep up with us, and maybe we might have something in the future, or we might not. But at least you can see when the money starts getting recouped, and you see us touring the high schools. At least you can see that glory side of it, and be like, I was a part of that, man, just because I watched the movie, or
Now-
rented it, or bought it.
Yes, thank you for that. As I'm winding down to my final questions, I want to ask you this. You often play gangster characters on the screen, but you speak engagements about encouraging kids to not join gangs. Do you find sometimes that the fact that you're playing those characters on screen can hinder your message from getting across, or do you think your fans can separate the two? That one is just a job, playing pretend, and the other is a real you, and seriously, don't join gangs.
Life is so touchy, man. It's funny. When I first started in this business, I had so many people tell me, don't play the gangster role. Don't play the gangster role.
Yeah.
And, at that time, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Whether it was a gangster, a janitor, a teacher, I was thinking nothing of it. I was just thinking, like, I got to get a job. I got to get a job. I got to eat. I got to put food on my table, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And, at a young age, you don't really, sometimes you make unconscious decisions, and you just don't think about things, and you just do what you got to do. And sometimes you have to do what you got to do until you could do what you want to do. And so it's kind of funny. So I'm playing all these parts and stuff, but I started realizing, like, these are the parts that got me the connections to where I'm at today. These are the roles that I took. And I had so many other people tell me, don't take that part, don't take that part, don't take that part. But then it's kind of funny. I'll go to an audition, and 30 years later, I'll see an old man who told me not to take the part there later with a tattoo on him and trying to play a gangster. And I'm like, I thought you told me not to take the part, but here you are trying to get the same part that I'm trying to get. So I just think it's funny how the turnaround comes sometimes. But I am trying to branch out. It's part of the reason why I'm making my own movies, because I can play different roles. I can play the lawyer. I can play the doctor. I can play, different roles and things like that. You hear the way I'm talking now. I'm not like, hey, what's up, Holmes? And yeah, that's right. I say you're here. I'm just saying, like, I could play different. I just need that opportunity. But sometimes if the opportunity is not given to you, give it to yourself, right? So what I'm doing is I got onto the producing side so I can make different things happen, so I can make different roles happen, and, just do different things, So, it's a journey. I never, ever, ever in my life say that I know everything, because I don't, but I'm learning in this journey as I go along.
Last question. You've worked with Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious. You've worked with folks like Denzel on Training Day, and all these big guys like Demian Bashir and Lowriders. Can you share for my fans, which one of them give you the most wisdom, or share, some advice, acting or whatever, to you that still leaves you impression to this day?
Just watching them work. Never really came up to an actor and said, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Or, whatever. Just watching them work in general is my wisdom and, my teacher, because nothing teaches you better than being on the field. I got a friend right now who's writing a book who says you don't need film school to make a film, because he was a PA, a wardrobe person, a craft service person, an extra, all these different things. And long story short, man, not only is he on the field getting paid, working, watching it firsthand by being right then and there, watching everything go down, but he's building relationships, and now he's making his own film. Well, everybody's in college, and I'm not saying don't go to college. I'm just saying, well, everybody's in college learning from a film school. This guy was learning firsthand on set. So nothing ever, ever, ever beats being right there in the middle of the action, watching it firsthand, learning firsthand, seeing how everything is done. And so that's why the title of his book, once again, is You Don't Need Film School to Make a Film. And I think that's a powerful thing right there. So that's kind of what happened to me. I just got into the game by, being in so many movies. I've learned, I've seen, I've watched, I've gained wisdom here, gained wisdom there, strength here, strength there. And long story short, man, just that's why I started producing. I was like, I could do this, and I knew how to put everything together. I built relationships. And so now, instead of trying to wait for an opportunity, I'm creating opportunity. And so for me, that's awesome as hell, man. So it's been a blessing, man. It's been a real blessing. And, Ditch Party is my first fruit out of all of that, out of everything I just said. So that's my, money where my mouth is right there. And now I'm going to just hope for the best and see how it turns out and see what it does.
Congratulations, Noel.
Yeah, much
And-
love. And then I'll just say my last words, man. Much love to everybody out there. Without my fans, I know I'm nothing. Without God, I'm nothing. Without my wife, I'm nothing. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. Follow me on my Instagram at actor Noel G. Much love, peace out. God first, and the rest later. What's cracking, people out there? Check it out. It's Noel G. And right now you're watching Rama Screen, and that's what's popping. If you don't continue watching this screen, I'll tell you right now, we'll come find you and we'll make you watch it.